What's up, NIO family? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this, I want to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, and the overall markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. Also, when it comes to the way the market's moving, we saw NIO dip just a bit. It was due for a slight sell-off after so much upside, but overall, the trend is still looking a bit more bullish. Unless NIO loses 4.8, we are still favoring the upwards direction. And if we do end up testing the $5 area, we could still see a bounce from there. So the question is, what's happening from this point on? NIO is talking about their AES system to help improve safety standards. That's very useful for them moving forward because this will help them get better safety ratings and it's going to help them get more sales upwards. So just keep that in mind, guys. That is very, very important. Now, we're seeing William Lee been also talking about this, so it's very important to see how this is going on. And then when it comes to other pieces of news, I just want to mention that we also have some news involving what JP Morgan is saying. They're still kind of neutral on the share price. The price peers ratio is going up because NIO is building some strength. And also, moving forward, we're also seeing some talk about how the NIO stock price does have a little bit of an edge right over here, especially because of the fact that they are not only laying off some workers, but they are maintaining a very, very bullish stance in terms of their growth for now. So there's been a lot of optimism about their margins and such. I think that so far we're doing a good job at holding up, especially with a lot of optimism coming out for earnings, right? We're looking for improved margins and improved guidance for deliveries. That's why the share price is going up so far. And if we continue this trend, we could be looking for an attempt to start filling lots of these gaps above. As long as we hold $5, we're going to be doing just fine. Now, as you guys know, CPI came out yesterday, did show a slight decrease overall. And then the reason I say that is because with CPI coming out, everything was basically very close to expectations, not too bad. Tomorrow, before the market opens, we have big data coming out. We have PPI data that could cause more volatility. That is the producer price index or the wholesale inflation. We'll see what that leads to. There's also some news about how Donald Trump mentioned that we could be entering a recession, and he did once again increase tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. So by doing that, we're seeing both Canada and the EU retaliating with more tariffs on the US. They want to increase tariffs on $28 billion worth of US goods. Then Canada's doing that's to about $21 billion worth of them. That's part of why the market saw a little bit of a dip so far. Now, as time goes on, we're waiting to see what happens with this funding bill and also the ceasefire news involving Ukraine and Russia. There's all this news coming out all over the place. Not much is going on for earnings. I think we have Adobe announcing earnings very soon. And then the market still remains very fearful as we're seeing these indicators at the extremes. So, with that being said, what do I think is going to pan out from this point on? Looking at, we have a nice accumulation structure. If this thing could hold $5, I think we dip towards that. We could be looking for a rebound back up towards these highs. If $5 fails us, we dip to 4.8. I do think there's still potential for a bounce when you look at the daily time frame. And because of lots of optimism associated with earnings, which is just a couple of days away. So I think there's a good chance that as long as $5 holds, we might be testing that. We could be looking for a bounce off of that to continue to push. Looking at SPY, we are not looking that great on the daily time frame. I'm not as happy about the fact that we didn't get a strong close. There's a possible inverse head and shoulders here. We need to break 565 to remain bullish. If we lose 555, though, we will turn back to bearish. So it all depends on the PPI data coming out for tomorrow. There is some hope with this inverse head and shoulders to cause a reversal, but we need confirmation first. So watch to see if we get that. On the QQQ, we're not that far from 480. If we break that, we're looking for an attempt for 485. There's also a potential inverse head and shoulders and a reversal here. If we end up losing around the 472 area, we could be dipping back down, but I think we're doing a good job at holding up. The Russell has an inverse head and shoulders. If we break past 202, we're looking for a push for 205. ES is looking quite optimistic. Nice inverse head and shoulders. I want to see us break past 5650. If that's the case, we could bounce more. As long as we don't lose this yellow trend, we're going to be okay. NQ is looking a little bit more bullish, but we need to break 19,800 to really continue. So that's going to be very big for us. Bitcoin's looking bullish as we're making higher lows. Nice inverse head and shoulders. So we're looking for a break to about 85,000. NQ, not NQ, Nvda, excuse me. We're looking a bit more bullish. This is good for the markets as long as we don't lose like 115 and 111. We're favoring a push to 117 and 120. Tesla's looking more bullish. If we could break past 250, we're looking for 262 as a target. So far, so good, as we're seeing Elon Musk talking about how Tesla sales in the US are set to double. The robotaxi is coming out very soon, and then Donald Trump also bought a Tesla. So that's good news, at least thus far. Apple saw a downgrade in their expectations for iPhone sales, which is why the share price is down. We'll see if 215 holds. Might retest that before it tries to see a rebound. Coin is looking optimistic, but I want to see it get back above 198. If we manage to break that, we're looking for an attempt for 200 plus. Amazon looks optimistic. If we could break past 200, we're looking for an attempt for these highs over here around 202, then eventually 205. Meta needs to break past 623. If that breaks, we're looking for 633 all over again. If not, if we lose 614, we turn back down. 614, excuse me. I want to see us break 385 on Microsoft. If that breaks, we're looking for 387. If we lose 380, we could be dipping, but I do see potential in this. And then Google's also looking a bit more bullish. If we manage to break 170, we're looking for a bigger pump. So with that being said, the market is looking optimistic. The VIX has these gaps to fill, but we'll see if that ends up lasting. I just want to say I think we're doing a fantastic job, at least thus far. So overall, guys, I thank you all so much for listening. I want to make this video kind of short. NIO might dip a little bit more towards that $5 area, but as long as we could hold that, we could see some kind of attempt to rebound back up to 5.4. We still look bullish on the 30 minutes time frame, and overall, the buyers are still defending. So we'll see if they end up coming to help this really, really push. That being said, I wish you all the best. I thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another update. Get ready for PPI tomorrow, as it's going to be big data. We'll see how that ends up affecting things. Thank you for listening, and peace out.